Hello, welcome to video number 76, Rules for Exponents. We're going to do a basic review of the 5 laws of exponents. We'll give you some examples and solve a few problems, and we'll be done. Here we go. First, some examples. So like I said, there are 5 rules, and it's kind of important to know the names of the rules. This first one is a power times a power. Alright, so the key is they both have to have the same base. Right? Let me give you an example. So if we had x to the 4th, that's a power of x raised to the 4th power, times another power of x, say x to the 6th. That would equal x to the 4 plus 6, which is x to the 10th. Okay, so when we multiply powers, we add exponents. Alright, so rule number 2, this is a power to a power. We have an exponent raised to another exponent. For instance, if we had m to the 4th power and we raise that to the 5th power, a power to a power, we multiply exponents. So this would be m to the 4 times 5, which is m to the 20. Okay, on this one, we have a product raised to a power. This is multiplication here. These might be numbers, they might be variables. And when we raise a product to a power, each of the factors get raised to a power. So here's an example. Suppose we had 2x to the 5th. Okay, that would equal 2 to the 5th times x to the 5th. Each factor got raised to the power of 5. And usually we put in what the numerical part is. 2 to the 5th is 32. So that'd be 32x to the 5th. Alright, rule number 4, this has to do with dividing powers. So for instance, if I had 10 to the 6th power divided by 10 to the 3rd power, that would equal 10 to the 6 minus 3, which is 10 to the 3rd. So when we divide powers, we subtract exponents. Final rule is this: when we have a quotient raised to an exponent, then we can raise the numerator to the exponent and the denominator to the exponent. So for instance, if I had x over 5 to the 3rd, that would equal x to the 3rd, that's the numerator to the 3rd, divided by 5 to the 3rd. So that would be x to the 3rd over 125. These are the basic rules we'll be using over and over. They're actually true if the exponents are negative. It's also true if the exponents are fractions. So we have some new stuff coming. Okay, here we go with some examples. So we want to first find which rule applies to the problem and then simplify the expression. Okay, here we go. So the first one, we see we have an exponent raised to another exponent. This is a power to a power. So that would be rule number 2. So let's write rule 2 here, or I'm just going to put R2 for rule 2. And when we have a power to a power, we multiply. So this is x to the 5 times 2, which is x to the 10th. All right, B. What rule is that? We're dividing powers. That's rule number 4. And rule number 4 says when we divide powers, we subtract exponents. So this would be x to the 12 minus 7, which is x to the 5. Alright, C. This is a power times a power. That's rule number 1. So when we multiply powers, we add exponents. That'd be x to the 9th. Alright, D. Big fraction in parentheses raised to a power. That's rule number 5. So the numerator gets raised to the 2nd power, and the denominator gets raised to the 2nd power. So we have x squared over 36. Alright, on E down here. Okay, so we have a product raised to a power. This is rule number 3. So this would be 7 to the 3rd times x to the 3rd, which would be 343 x to the 3rd. Alright, and so this one was rule 3. Okay, that was rule 1, and this was rule 5. Okay, power to a power, that's rule 2 again. So we had 2 of those. So we multiply exponents, so that'd be x to the 24. All right, let's do just a few more examples and we'll be finished here. So same thing. We want to write which rule it is and then simplify it. All right, first one. This is a power times a power. The base is W for both of these, so we can just add exponents. So this is rule 1, and this would be W to the 5th. This is a product raised to a power. That's rule 3. Product raised to a power, so they both get raised to the power. So this is 2 cubed times B cubed, which would be 8B to the 3rd. All right, this one, that's rule 5. A quotient raised to a power, so it would be M to the 3rd over 4 to the 3rd, which would be M cubed over 64. All right, power raised to another power, that's 2. So that'd be A to the 21. All right, the base is 10. That's good. It's both numerator and denominator. The base is 10. So we're dividing powers. So we just subtract the exponents. 10 to the 6 minus 4 would be 10 squared. All right, last one. Power of 2 times the power of 2. That's rule 1. So it will be 2 raised to what we get when we add the exponents, 19. So that was rule 1, and this was rule 4. Okay, so given the situation, we should be able to say what rule we're using and then simplify it. All right, it's your turn. There's one of each. So there are 5 rules, 5 examples. Each rule gets used exactly once here. So go ahead, write what rule gets used, and then simplify the expression. Good luck.